right, there goes the audio. I got it to work. All right, there we go. All right, live stream starting up. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys had a good week. Oh my, lemonade looks like it don't even want to stop. It looks like it doesn't even want to stop. Like it just wants to keep going, and it might just be ready, man. It might just be ready to keep going. I mean, this thing could pull an upstart for real. Gotta be paying attention to lemonade this week. Have to. This thing ready to go. All right, audio's fixed. We all good now. We are all good. Hope you guys had a good week. There's a lot to discuss. CBX, you know, since you're the first person that came in here and said CBX, you know, we'll look at CBX. Earnings is on Friday. The thing about oil is, I just don't think oil is, I think oil's done. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. That's just my personal opinion. Until we can make a new high, which would be like 172, 173. You know, I really don't even want to mess with it. Maybe even like 160. You know, like it has to make a higher low or a higher high for me to want to, you know, look at oil seriously. Or I'm talking about CVX, but you know, CVX is oil, and to me, this one moves the best. But to me, it needs to make a higher high before I want to mess with it. Yeah, clear 160 is gonna get to 170, and then 170, you know, it above 170, it's getting all-time highs. I just don't think we're gonna see that. And if I'm wrong, you guys can come in here and say I'm wrong, you know. But I'm just an oil bear, you know. Oil is old school. I think EV's about to take over, and I think there's a lot more opportunity in the electric, like the EMPHs, and like this is $24 billion market cap, and it has earnings as well. And you know, this one's $300 billion. You know what I'm saying? So I just think there's more reward in the electric space because I know that's where we're going. You know. But anyways, let's look at SPY. Let's look at the Qs. You guys know how these live streams go. We're gonna look at the broader market. You know, there's a lot of news coming up. There's earnings. There's FOMC. There's a lot we got to discuss, right? There's a lot we got to dissect, and we also got to come up with a trading plan for this week. So we're gonna dissect all that and get straight into it. If you guys remember last week, you know, I like looking at our past predictions. We always post them on YouTube, and I like looking at our past predictions. You know, last week we were spot on. We knew the market was going to continue to rally, but this week, let's see what we were saying the previous live stream. And I think I said it was going to be a pullback. Let's see. Let's see.
I'm hoping for some sort of pullback. That's what I'm looking forward to. So
a pullback. And this is when SPY was $4.49. You know, it's at $4.52. It moved $3. So I was looking for a pullback. This is the exact chart. You guys know me. I don't like deleting my charts. You know, I keep my stuff up there. I keep it up there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. And this week, you know, I guess I was wrong. I'm just gonna say I was wrong, even though, you know, because it bear trapped, and then, you know, it started coming down like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know. But let's just say I was wrong. I still think this analysis could potentially play out where we do get a retest of 444 on SPY. It just matches up with the trend line, matches up with the channel, and that'll lead us to the next leg higher. You know, we have FOMC, we have a bunch of earnings as well. So that's kind of what I want to see. Although, if you look at SPY right now, the only way I think that's going to play out is if you do get SPY below 451. Below 451. That we'll see 444, okay? We'll see SPY 443, 442, etc. And then that is when you want to buy the dip, because don't get this confused. Although we want to pull back, although, you know, we think the market is going to go down, the market will continue to go up. We know the market is gonna. We know SPY is gonna be 500 at the end of the year. We've had SPY 500, the title, since November, since December of last year. So we know SPY is gonna go up. You just gotta make sure you're picking your spots right. And to short it right here would be absolutely irresponsible. It'd be absolute. I'd be a fool to come in here and tell you guys to short it right here. This is actually where SPY should bounce from. Now below 451, yeah, we're gonna retest 443. So if you're looking for SPY, if you're looking to short SPY, if you're looking to get into puts, make sure it crosses 451 and then gets a retest, because after that, that is when we're going to 443. If not, like, we're to short right here is just dumb. You're at a support level. You're at a very good support level to where this could possibly be the bottom, and then it just starts, you know? So you want to focus on that. You want to make sure SPY goes below 451, because then you'll see 444, and then that is the better opportunity to buy the dip, okay? But that's what I want to look at on SPY. Let's look at the fear and greed index. Now, obviously the Qs, you know, tech in general is going crazy. You know, the Qs has actually been front running the SPY. Like, the Qs has just been running SPY's been lagging, so you could see some discrepancy, like where SPY goes up and the Q and tech goes down, you know, because SPY holds, you know, oil and banks, you know, etc. So that's going to be interesting dynamic, although I do think you don't want to short it until it gets below 451. That's what I'm looking at. I don't think you short it right here. I think you want to catch the risk to reward on a bounce is actually a little bit better, because you could just stop out below 451. You get it? But anyways, the Qs, I think the Qs gets to this level around here. It's the same thing with SPY. You don't want to short it right here. Like, they're sitting in almost demand levels, you know? But the Qs is coming up on a good bounce level at 372. I think it tests this bottom of the trend line, and then, you know, we get the next rocket up, because do not get this mistaken, okay? Now there's a lot of earnings as well, okay? Like, let's just look at the earnings. Let's make sure, you know, I want to make sure you guys are all up to date on what's happening within the market. And we do have earnings coming up. A big week for earnings, okay? Like, no, you know, it's not like last week. You know, this is what we have for earnings this week, and as you guys can see, it's just a plethora of huge companies reporting that are in the Qs, that are in the SPY, that are in the Dow Jones, okay? Now, does this really matter? Does this really matter? Rather they dump, rather they pump, it doesn't really matter. The market is going to continue to go up. Okay, let's just make sure we all understand that. This is not, if Microsoft reports bad earnings, that's not going to be the top of the market. If Google reports bad earnings, that's not going to be the top of the market. Okay? If anything, it's a better opportunity for you to buy the dip. I just want to make sure you guys understand that, because the market's going to continue to go up. Okay? But we got Domino's, we got Philips, we got NXP, we got Microsoft, we got Google, Snapchat, Visa, Teladoc, 3M, GM, Verizon, Spotify, Meta, Boeing, Coke, Chipotle, McDonald's, eBay, Ford, Enphase, CVX, PG. You guys get it? This is earnings season, okay? This is earnings season. And because of that, we should expect a lot of volatility, not just because of that, but also because we have FOMC decision on interest rate policy and the Fed Chair Powellman press conference. And this happens on Wednesday, July 26th. We also have consumer confidence, which is no slouch as well. But yeah, and PCE, there's a look, man. If anything, like if you don't actually know what's going on in the market and you're new, I would just take this week off. I'm gonna be honest. I'd take it off, or I would trade lighter. Even if you've been trading for a while, this is a week you will go light, because there should be a lot of volatility. I don't know if it's to the upside. I don't know if it's to the downside, okay? Because there is a lot of news, and when this much news is happening, when this many earnings has happened, it's 50-50. You should not be biased. This is not a time for you to think the market is top is in or the bottom is in, okay? But there is levels that you should be paying attention to, and there is money to be made. All right? There is money to be made. Now that we got that out the way, let's move on. We will be looking at individual stocks, as you guys know. But don't just throw away what I said, okay? What I said is very important. You should be paying attention. But anyways, let's move on. Let's look at some individual stocks. I do think small caps are ready to go crazy. We've been saying that for a while, you know, Dow Jones as well. And, you know, these are just the easy opportunities that you could be paying attention to, because if you look at IWM, this is basically This is basically in the same thing the Dow Jones was in, right? Where you have the year-long consolidation while the Qs and the SPY and a lot of these other stocks were pumping, but you have this huge consolidation for IWM, which is small caps, mid caps, and this like it looks a lot like the Dow Jones before the Dow Jones broke out. Some of you guys remember we talked about, like, let's just see what we said on the Dow Jones last weekend.
Yeah, we have
And this is all on the YouTube, by the way. So if you missed the live streams, or if you got something to do right now, the timestamps were posted on the YouTube. And this is what we had for the Dow Jones last week. We said it was gonna pump.
It's because the Dow Jones is not rallying and everything.
Okay, so the same ideas for the Dow Jones. I don't really want to go over it. We know this is gonna go to all-time highs, and to be honest, this is one of the more bullish sectors. Okay. But anyways, somebody said SPY, please. We already looked at SPY, bro. Like, that was the first thing we looked at. Let's look at Tesla. We got a lot of people looking at Tesla. And I hope you guys realize that the dips that you're seeing right now on these bigger cap stocks, this is what I was talking about. You got to pick your opportunities right and attack, because the market is going to go up, and Tesla has this is actually a great buying point. I'm going to be honest. I would be looking for calls right here at this support at 255 more than I'd be looking at puts, because you kind of missed the put opportunity on all these break levels, okay? But if I'm looking at Tesla, I'm gonna be honest, like, there's nothing that I'm seeing on here that would give me a lot of conviction to take this or give a long-term prediction just from this level that you're seeing. Like, I don't really. Now, we know it's gonna go up, but you know, like, what's it gonna do tomorrow or this week? Only God knows, you know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that I'm seeing on this that makes me, happy, or that I see that's like, oh yeah, that's fire. Okay? So if you guys know these streams at all, I like looking at the most high probability plays, and then we post them on Twitter, okay? We post the most high probability trades on Twitter. We gave you Lemonade this week. Last week it was SPCE. Look, we gave you Lemonade this week when it was at $20. It went all the way to like 25. And then we gave you Riot the other week. So, we like giving you more high probability plays. And for this one, this is one that you got to see what's going to happen with intraday. And me personally, I know what Tesla is. I know how bullish Tesla can get. I know we're in a bull market. And I know we're on a great pullback for Tesla, especially right here. So I'd be looking for calls coming into this week, okay? I'd be looking for calls. I would be looking for calls, okay? Anyways, let's move on. TWLO. Somebody said TWLO. Let's look at TWLO. TWLO. Okay. I'm telling you guys right now, these mid caps, these small caps, oh my, this is what we were waiting for. This was the entry that we were waiting for on TWLO when we talked about it this week. I think I went live on like Tuesday or something, and we talked about TWLO, right? And I said I wanted to sweep the support that you see right here, and it swept the support on Friday. It swept it. So right here is actually a very good entry. It went all the way down to $60, and that's when I was looking to get into it. So TWLO is a small cap. It's sitting at 11 billion. And what did I just tell you guys about these small caps, about these mid caps, is that the money will be rotating into those, okay? Once you see Microsoft and Apple making all-time highs, yeah, they're going to continue. But with all those billions and trillions of dollars made, the money will rotate into these lower performing great companies. And TWLO to me is a great company. And to be honest, I really like this bounce that it's showing right here. And some of you guys remember TWLO in the previous bull run, and this thing, like, this was a high flyer. A high flyer. Like, this thing was sitting at $450. And it's not even like it's a garbage company. Like, this is actually a good company. And even before the pandemic, even before COVID, this was 150. It was trading at 150. Okay, so to me, there's no reason I'll be shorting TWLO. And to be honest, it is consolidating inside this range, okay? But it's nothing that we haven't seen. We know that these things consolidate. We know, you want to wait for the sweep of support. And it swept the support. I really like it for calls, and I think you should too. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for TWLO. That's what I'm looking at for TWLO. There's no way I would short it, especially a mid cap or small cap. Mid caps and small caps, you want to be very careful, okay? You want to be very careful when you're shorting them. But yeah, I like TWLO. I really do. I really do. Could it give even a more sweep? Possibly. Below $60. But this is the thing. For these streams, we're not really talking about day trading as much as we're talking about, okay, what's going to happen in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, okay? That's really what we're talking about. If you're listening to these streams and you want to get into an intraday trade or a day trade, make sure you're live day trading with us tomorrow in the voice chat, okay? With this stuff, with TWLO, I'm talking about you getting 2-month out contracts. You getting the November calls or the September calls. At least buy some time on this stuff, because I'm not talking about what's going to happen this week, especially on a mid cap, small cap. We know the market's going up, okay? We know the market is going to go up. You just got to make sure you're picking your spots right. And look, I always tell you guys, the market's going to go up. You just got to make sure you're picking your spots right and getting at good buying opportunities. And to me, this is a good buying opportunity for TWLO. It even gave you it even took the people that were trying to hop in on the previous bull flag that you've seen right here. It swept them. It swept these people. And now it could potentially be ready for a move up. And even if you get the Novembers, I think even if it dips down to $57, okay, even if it starts dipping down to $57 or $55, it should give you enough conviction to hold or even average down, because TWLO is going to come back up. And that's why I tell you to buy time and you get the Novembers, because by November, you know how much can change in 4 months? Yeah. You guys know this by now, because you saw what happened from December to April. You saw it. So you know what can happen in 4 months. And these mid caps and small caps, they are next up. They're next up, okay? Drill that into your mind. The Dow, just like I was telling you, the Dow Jones. Look, the Dow Jones is flying now. It's going crazy. And if you would have paid attention to the stocks they had, like I was talking about, the last Sunday, and the reason I bring this up, I don't really like talking about the past, but I just bring this up just so you guys know, this isn't, you probably want to pay attention. This isn't bad information. It's good information. It's good ideas. And it's what's I do enough research to tell you what's about to happen inside the market, okay? So if you look at the top stocks inside of the Dow Jones, we can just look at a few. Let's just look at United Healthcare. Let's look at the top stock in the Dow Jones. Let's just see what it did. This could go one of two ways. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even look at UNH before the live stream started. And what do you know? It's rallying. It went from 450 when we talked about it all the way to 513 in 1 week. In 2 weeks, actually. Okay? Let's just look at, now Microsoft is different, okay? Microsoft's different, but it did rally a little bit, But Microsoft's different. It's part of the Q. It's part of a bunch of other ET. Microsoft's just a worldwide known stock. But United Healthcare, it's really just it's the highest. It's really just in the Dow Jones, okay? But if you look at Microsoft actually looks amazing right here. This actually looks very, very good for calls. But yeah, if you look at Goldman Sachs probably went crazy as well. Yeah, the information I'm giving you is good information. And the reason I had to show you guys this, just so you know, from July 7th, when we talked about the Dow Jones, all the way up until July 21st, this thing rallied $50. Same with the United Healthcare. Same with Home Depot, you're about to see. Okay? And some of you guys listen, some of you guys didn't. Some of you guys want your hand held a bit more. Some of you guys want me to lead you to the fountain and bend your head down so you can drink it and fix your throat so you can swallow it and make sure it goes in your belly. Some of you guys want all that, but I'm telling you, have enough conviction, have enough confidence to take plays by yourself, to do it by yourself, to actually build something for yourself. But yeah, anyways, let's move on. Somebody said pause. All right. No, that was a pause. I ain't gonna lie. But TDOC. Let's look at TDOC. Let's take a look at TDOC. Okay. So for TDOC, first of all, it gave you this big rally. We were looking at it at $22, and this is another primary entry where you could be looking for it. And to be honest, I'm just looking at TDOC swings. I'm not looking for TDOC day trades, or I'm not looking to get into TDOC tomorrow, or to get a week out TDOC, or 2 weeks out. No, I'm looking for 4 or 5 months out on TDOC. Why? Because it's cheap. It is cheap. It's a small cap. It's 3.85 billion. 3 billion. 3 billion. 3 billion. We saw Apple. We saw people put in 200 billion on Apple in one day when it had that rally what did they have, like their GPT or something like that. So what do you think when the money starts rotating? Even if you just put $6 billion in here, this thing's sitting at $60. Okay, so for these cheap stocks, like I said, these small caps, mid caps, you want to be paying very close attention, and you want to be buying time, because these are next up. These are next up inside of a bull market. What do you think this is gonna happen? You think this is gonna reject and come back down and do this? You think this is gonna reject, come back down, and do this? And this is IWM for those that don't know. This is like the ETF for small cap, mid caps. Okay, but you think this is gonna retest and come back down and make new lows for the year while everything's rallying? Like, no, bro, that's not gonna happen. But the only thing that you don't know about is that it's hard to time things, and that's why I come on here and tell you guys, buy like 3, 4, 5 months out. I haven't lost. You buy 3, 4, 5 months out, even for trades that go 30%, you're down 40% in one day, they always come back, like we saw with Zoom, like we saw with TDOC, like we saw with whatever other trade we took. Okay, they came back, and then you average down on good opportunities. But for TDOC, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You want to make sure you're buying far out contracts, and because this thing is trading, and it had a deal with Microsoft. Like, look, man, I can't stress this enough. You want to pay attention to TDOC. And the only way I wouldn't pay attention to TDOC is if it starts trading below $21, and that's only $2 away. Like, this is excellent risk to reward at the end of the day. And not a lot of people are talking about this. And this was trading at $70 pre-COVID, and then COVID, it took off obviously. But like the peak of COVID, the COVID drop and the COVID rally was $300. This thing's sitting at 23, bro. This thing's sitting at IPO, like below IPO prices, and it just had a deal with Microsoft. Look, they're faking out people that want to get these small these not that long out contracts. If anything, just get equity or something, bro. Like, anyways, let's move on. Let us move on. Somebody said, guys, Boyce is in MU and low calls in his Discord. No, I'm not, bro. No, I am not. That is such a lie. Matter of fact, you guys make sure you're joining the Discord. The link is in the bio. Just click on the profile, go to the link in bio. All right, Lemonade. Let's look at Lemonade, because I tried warning you guys. And to be honest, it's given another entry, okay? I'm looking to get into it on this entry, but I was telling you guys when it was $20, back here I posted on Twitter, and it zoomed up. The same thing, and hold on, let me just get this out the way before I move on to Lemonade. The reason we're looking at and TDOC has earnings as well. So if you're listening to this and you like TDOC, it does have earnings on Tuesday after close. It also reports with Microsoft, which is interesting. I find that very interesting considering they just had a deal. TDOC is, and this is why I tell you, if you buy long-term out contracts, even if it dumps, like you can average down, But anyways, for Lemonade, the reason I'm looking at these smaller caps and mid caps and why I keep cherry picking these Lemonades and these TDOCs and from the comment section that you guys talking about, is because I know that small caps and mid caps are next up. And I know you could possibly get the highest potential reward on your money, even if you have a small account. And I know that these contracts are cheap right now because not a lot of people are talking about it. Not a lot of people have the inside information like we do on WOM. Okay? So that is why I'm cherry picking these smaller caps, because I think they can make you guys more money than a lot of the other stocks you guys are probably looking at. But Lemonade, this thing's obviously chilling in the bull flag, and it has a price. I don't even want to sit here and look at it for too long. Just know that it is very bullish, and you should be looking for a pullback, and you should be looking for like the 2024 calls. They're still very cheap. The price target out of this falling wedge is $50, and it's only at 23. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this. We talked about it a whole lot last week, and nothing has changed. Okay, it actually something has changed. It went up $5 from when we talked about it. It went up $5 from when we talked about it. That's what's changed. But besides that, nothing. The analysis has not changed. Nothing that we talked about has changed. WOM think this is gonna get to $50. It has AI incorporated into it as well. It's sitting at 1 billion. So even if this thing goes to 3 billion, this thing's sitting at $50. And you guys know Apple put on 120 billion on like Wednesday. I'm telling you guys, man, so much money is gonna be made, and you just don't want to mess it up. Don't mess this up. And the way you're gonna mess this up is if you don't have your foundation set. You weren't buying equity when we talked about it, in December, in March, in February, in January. And another way you're gonna mess this up if you just want to day trade with your whole bag. Like you just want to sit here and day trade on a daily basis. You don't have no foundation. You don't have your long term set up. You don't have some swing trades set up. You don't have, and then you start, bro. Do it the right way, because you're not gonna get rich overnight. Okay, get out your head that you're gonna get rich overnight. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. Okay, you're not gonna put up a milli overnight. And if you do, even if you do, you're not gonna be able to keep it. I'm just playing. I'm not praying you guys downfall. I just want to show you guys the right way to do it, and that I found success in, and that a lot of other people found success in. But for Boeing, let's move on to Boeing. First of all, if you're in WOM, we definitely caught it at 208, and it gave you like 25% gains. We hopped into some calls. Let's keep it on the hush. But we definitely are in BA. If I'm looking at BA right now, you guys know we've been playing this pattern the entire year. I love this stock. There's no reason to be bearish on this stock, okay? It's in the Dow Jones for peace. Like, it's in the Dow Jones. The only way you can mess this up is if you don't buy time and you start getting impatient if you see a red day like you had on Friday, okay? Now, if we're looking at Boeing, every single time we see this pattern, it always plays out. This is the bullish megaphone. You see where it had the little peak and then, it went higher. We should see this making the next leg higher like we've seen on this same pattern on so many stocks that we talk about on this live stream every single Sunday. Okay? Now, what usually happens when these things play out, though, is that you get one more retest. You get the bounce, and then you get some playing around, and then you get like another retest to figure out the people that, that don't know what they're doing. And then, you get the real move to the upside. So that's what I'm anticipating for BA. There's absolutely no way I would be bearish on it. But I do anticipate maybe one more retest of the trend line. And the trend line could be at 209, or, it could consolidate right here and be at 211. I just don't think this is going to be the bounce and then, a V shape. Like that rarely happens. So I'm anticipating one more entry that you guys should be able to get. When will it happen? No clue. No clue. But if you pay attention to the charts, you'll be able to see when it does happen. And that's usually just what happens on these stocks, okay? Like, I could just show you a bunch of them, but like UAL, let's just look at UAL. Okay, I'm glad I didn't delete it. But this is what we had for UAL back when it was $40. Okay, it was $40. I told you guys it's a bullish megaphone. It was in the same pattern we've seen on Shopify and PayPal. Like, it was in so many stocks. So, like you're seeing right now, this is the same pattern that BA is in, with a target of 240 plus. Okay, and usually you get a bunch of retests of the trend line, and then it takes off. So you just want to make sure you're buying time. Don't mess it up. Okay, BA is a bargain, and just buy equity. Like if you're sitting in here, you don't even have to buy options. You can sit in here and just buy equity or something, and build up a foundation and build up a portfolio that you could be proud of in 10, 15. Like these are bargains at the end of the day. But right now, anyways, when the market starts getting irrational, when we start seeing SPY, I think SPY can actually surpass our target of 500. I think we can see SPY at, we can see SPY at 550 plus. There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines because, as you guys remember, in the beginning of the year, everybody and their mamas were bearish. Remember? A lot of money sitting on the sidelines still. But yeah, anyways, let's move on. Somebody said, boys, we still in a bull run, right? Man, obviously. Bro, I need my Tesla to go above 300 again. My account went down 8% last week due to Tesla. Keep Tesla, bro. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Trust me. You want to keep it. You want to keep Tesla. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Let's look at Roblox. I see Roblox. Let's take a peek at Roblox because we're getting great entries. And a lot of people are starting to turn bearish right now, and I love it. I absolutely love it because I don't understand why. Because if you look at a lot of these stocks, they're all sitting in perfect bounce areas. Like, so many people were bullish up here, but when they get a good entry, they don't want to be bullish no more. They actually want to be bearish. You understand? So Roblox, first of all, what you got to realize that Roblox is a very bullish stock, and it's a small cap, mid cap stock sitting at 24 billion. Okay, that's the first thing you got to realize. And if you've been paying attention to this live stream, then what have I been saying? Mid caps, small caps, they're gonna go. They're going to go. Okay, they're going to go. The Dow Jones as well. But if you look at Roblox, this thing's sitting in a nice, something very nice, and I like it. Like, until it can actually break below $38, there's no reason you should be short. And to be honest, this could be a good entry for a while now, because it's not trading at $46 where it had that big old rally. It's trading at $40. So now, since you're buying at the support, since you're buying long-term contracts at the support, like let's just say you were to get into the March 2024, and you don't have the mindset, and your whole portfolio isn't in this one trade. Like, let's just get that out the way. If your whole portfolio is in this one trade, you're doing it all wrong. But let's just say you got the March 2024 calls right here at this support at $40. It starts going to $37. It starts getting to $34. You buy more. You know how much time you have? You know how much news could possibly play out? Now, does this have August 9th that has earnings? Like, this thing, I love it, bro. It's one that hasn't broken out. It's one that's in this year-long consolidation, which makes sense. Like, a lot of mid caps and small caps are in the same thing, because we just looked at IWM. Like, it's sitting in the same thing. But make no mistake, it's next up. It is next up. Like, it's sitting in the same thing. I love Roblox. I really do. I really do. This is great. This is a great entry. Like, if you're getting the March 2024, it's like, this is a way better entry than you could have got right here, right here. You know, good entry. Perfect entry. This is going to go up. This is going to go up. Especially with all this consolidation. This thing's liable to get to $70 after it actually breaks out. Like, this, some of you guys need to realize, this thing has been rejecting the same thing since last year. For a whole entire year, this thing's just been sitting here, getting accumulated, getting consolidated, getting accumulated, getting consolidated. And now that they have enough, what do you think gonna happen, man? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? I love Roblox. I think it's gonna go up. Just make sure you're not doing it the wrong way. Make sure you're not trying to time it like perfectly, anyways. Like, make sure you're not trying to be cheap and get the August 18th. All right, don't do that. Look, also, if you pay attention to the comments are often wrong. Somebody said Roblox broke the 20 downward. It's bearish. He has a lot to learn, so I'm not going to sit here and ridicule him. He has a lot to learn. But if you guys realize, these comments that come in, especially with the people being bearish, they've been wrong this entire year. Like, somebody said Goldman Sachs we were talking about Goldman Sachs. We said it was very, very bullish right here at 313, 315. Somebody came into the chat and said Goldman Sachs it's done. It's going down. It's going to 300. I'm starting to think CNBC and CNN and Wall Street be in these things and trying to trick you guys out your money. I'm really starting to think that, because, like, god dang, like, how could you be that wrong? And how can I sit in here and give you perfect information? Man, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And some of you guys sitting here and believe them. Some of you guys sitting here, read the comment and be like, oh, I'm not about to get in Goldman Sachs. Some random dude that don't got a profile picture. And actually, this is my first time seeing him in this live. I'm going to believe him. Look, man. Goldman Sachs literally reported lower EPS than expected. Why do you think it went up? Because it's in the Dow Jones. Because banks are actually undervalued right now. Look, man, it don't matter. Look, if you're paying attention to these fundamentals, like if you're let me just get this out of the way and then we'll move on, because I don't even like discussing any of this, because, like, god dang, like, when are you guys gonna learn? I come in here every day, like, when are you guys gonna learn? If you look at fundamentals, like some bears are doing, this entire year, you're gonna be wrong inside of a bull market. Now, if you're doing it inside of a bear market, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, yada yada yada. Trend is down. The economy is slowing down, but the economy is very hot. So these fundamentals, these lower revenue, who the heck cares inside of a bull market? People are just looking to put their money into an asset that goes up over time and is at a great bargain price. Okay? How do you figure out what's at a good bargain price? Is if you look at it in a longer term time frame and you just look what it does over time. Okay? And Goldman Sachs just goes up over time. All right? And even if you look at the monthly, bro, this thing's sitting in the bullish megaphone, bro. It's been consolidating all year while everything was taking off. Where do you think money's rotating to? Anyways, let's move on, man. Oh, and also, if you're FOMC, I don't think any of those things matter anymore. Now, they might dump the market a little bit, or whatever it may be, but that's just to get better entries. Okay, CPI. FOMC, those things are in the past. Okay, just like the fear and greed index. You guys remember we were really counting on this like since December and January and February and March, and then it just got disconnected from the market. Okay. So those indicators that you guys used to pay attention to, the FOMC, the CPI, the fear and greed index, which was spot on actually, you know, over time, they're becoming irrelevant. They actually are irrelevant. They're not even becoming. They're irrelevant. Don't even pay attention to them. Actually tune them out. Tune them out because you know we're in a bull market, okay? Just drill into your mind that you know we're in a bull market, like I've been trying to tell you since December, okay? And another thing, like the dollar. Like you guys never hear people talk about the dollar anymore. Why? Because it's disconnected. And somebody was telling me the dollar is bullish, like up here, and I was like, no, bro, like, all right. So just don't pay attention to this stuff. Just like some people don't like indicators and pay attention to indicators, like this stuff's lagging, bro. I was live last time listening to you and bought Roblox call and made good bread. Thanks. No problem, man. I mean, it's all you at the end of the day, you know? You don't need your handheld. You don't need for me to, you know. All right, anyways, let's move on. Somebody said, what are you talking about? Anyone smart watches the DXY closely. Yeah, not me. Not me. Not me. Well, yeah, like previously. Now, obviously, in 2022, this is the thing you wanted to watch. But now that we're in a bull market, to rely, like, okay, let me just give you an example. What was happening when the dollar pumped May 8th? This could go one of two ways, bro. This could go one of two ways. I just want to get this out the way, and then we can move on, okay? Just this could go one of two ways. What was the dollar doing May 8th, and what was the market doing May 8th? So in 2022, if you guys remember, when the dollar went up, the market went down, okay? So the dollar was going up from May 8th to May 22nd. Let's just look at it, bro. Let's just see what the market was doing. Let's see what tech was doing, you know. Let's just see what the market was doing. All right. So May 8th, bro, the market was going up too. So to pay attention to the dollar and be like, oh, I'm about to short the market because the dollar pumping, you would have been wrong. And you would have been wrong all year. Anyways, let's go. Don't pay attention to the DXY levels, bro. I just showed you why you shouldn't. I just showed you, bro. I just showed you why you shouldn't. All right, let's look at coin. They're not important, bro. Let's look at coin. If they were so important, we'd be actually in a recession right now. We'd literally be. All right, anyway. All right, Coinbase reached this measure move to around 110. Okay, this is the measure move we had out of this bull flag break. And now what you're seeing is a sort of downfall, but I'm telling you, you'd want to buy this dip. And I possibly see a very good entry at $95 where it could retest this support, okay? And if you're looking for Coinbase, make sure you're buying these far out contracts. This thing is a mid cap, 23 billion. And Bitcoin hasn't even started running. Bitcoin hasn't even started running. Now, inside of Discord, I got a bad entry on Coinbase, but I'm looking to average down once it gets to $95, okay? So if it gets to $95, you best believe this thing is ready to go crazy, okay? Coinbase is not done. It is not done. This is a $500 stock at $450 stock at one point. To me, this thing's ready to actually go crazy. You see that? Look at the weekly volume right here versus right here. This is on a really big green day, and this is on the red day. Like the volume just dropped off. Nobody is really trying to sell this stuff. Now you might have some small profit takers, etc. But the people that have the long-term vision, they're not looking to sell this stuff. That's what you need to realize. People are not looking to actually sell, like to actually get out the market. Okay? Nobody's looking to actually get out the market. Why? Because we're going way higher. I heard you talk about TDOC before. You still like it? Yeah, TDOC looks amazing. To each his own, but you don't know TYL stock. Who you don't know TYL stock? What the heck is TYL stock? I went to the store and asked for free bread, and they sent me here. Well, you're in the good spot. Free bread. You gotta look at these small caps and mid caps. Okay, how long have we been live? Nobody. Let's see what they're talking about in the Twitch. Somebody said Affirm. Somebody said check Affirm. It's ready for takeoff. Thank me later. Let's Let's see Affirm. Why am I gonna look at Affirm? Because I know it's a small mid cap. I know it's a smaller mid cap. I know it. So I know he probably is right. He probably is right. And I think he just put us on. You know, I think he just really put us on because if you look at Affirm, if you look at Upstart, and Upstart used to really go with Affirm, they used to trade like kind of the same-ish. But if you hold on, we just saw something. Okay, take a mental picture of this, you guys. Take a mental picture of this, please. Please take a mental picture of this. All right, you got it? Let's look at TWLO. Bro, hold on now. And you know what's funny? They're both small cap, mid caps. I'm looking at small cap, mid caps because I just know they're gonna make you guys a bunch of money, and you know there is a good entry, so you can enter in right now, get 4 months out, and be fine over time. You know, and that is where the free bread comes in. The day trades and 2 week out swings. Those things are more riskier. They give you a lot more. I'm not even gonna say reward because if you're looking at mid caps and small caps, like they go crazy. But let's look at Upstart again. Let's combine the charts, just so we can get a better picture of what's actually happening here. What the heck? Oh, let me zoom out. All right, tell me what you guys see, bro. What do you guys see? What do you guys see, bro? You got this huge downfall, just like this, the huge downfall, and then you have this wonky W type pattern. It's very wonky. Wonky, that's the word for it. That's the perfect word for it. It's very wonky, but you got the W pattern. You got the same thing, the exact same thing, but this one just took off. Upstart just happened to take off because I think it has a lot more, this thing's $4 billion. Like this thing was probably sitting at like $900 million market cap. So obviously, but anyways, let's move on. The same thing is happening for TWLO, and the reason Affirm looks very good, let's go back to Affirm, is because it's kind of in the same thing. It's mid cap, small cap. It has that huge downfall, and then you have that nice little W. So a lot of these charts, you can look at them and kind of compare and contrast, and if a lot goes with it, like the market cap, like Affirm is Affirm is kind of in the same arena, like finance-ish. I think Upstart is what, insurance or finance? It's something like that. But Affirm is kind of in the same bracket, and to be honest, I really like this one. And I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy 2 week out calls. No, like that's not how WOM does it. That's not how if you want free bet. That's not why I come on these live streams, okay? I come on these live streams to let you know where the real money is made and where the easiest, most high probability money to make. Now, if you want to day trade and live day trade with it, now of course you can come in there and do that. But it's lower probability than what I'm about to tell you right now. And if you look at Affirm, man, this thing looks like it's ready to take off. I absolutely agree. I don't even got to do any TA on it. I don't even want to do any TA. But just know that we've been seeing this reject the level for a very long time, since July, okay? Or July had that big bounce. It's funny. This thing went from where it's at right now, $16 to $39, and this is in a bear market. This is just a bear market bounce. This is just a bear market little bounce that it had. And then, it dumped and, the bear market and, it bottomed out when the market bottomed out and, it's consolidating. And this level right here is very important because like I just showed you, it went from $17 to $39. I absolutely love this one. This is why I come live. This is why I go live. This is exactly why I go live, because we find gems like this. We have 250 people all putting our brains together trying to find the best. Man, come on, man. And of course we got some dummies. No. Of course we got some people in here that just don't know what they're talking about, but that's why they're in here. We're trying to help them out. Affirm, I told you, remember me. I think you're onto something, bro, and I think this could be a very good play. I really do. I think we're gonna post this on Twitter, but Lemonade is another one. Yeah, Lemonade. Like we already told you guys about Lemonade. This was gonna get to $50 and it's already making its way there. And remember I told you guys about Riot. I will put Affirm inside of that same category with these easy ones. So remember I was telling you guys Riot was $10. I was telling you please buy. Please buy this, man. Please. Don't get left behind, bro. Please. about a month ago. Some of you guys remember. Some of you guys entered and made a whole lot of money. But yeah, Riot is still ready to go crazy. This thing's Riot's still gonna go up. But something that has a lot of potential right now is AFRM. And to be honest, I don't even know if I want to look at anything else because, well, we're gonna continue to look. But yeah, I like AFRM, man. ARK as well. ARK. For ARK, this is the pullback we needed. This is exactly what we needed. Okay? And we already own equity on WOM. Like, we already have ARK, and so really we could take it easy because we've been buying ARK since down here, $34 when I was begging you guys to buy again. I was begging you guys to buy over here, begging you guys to buy over here. Like, and I'm still gonna beg you guys, but right now I think you should pay more attention to the 2025 $50 calls on ARK. All right. Now, the only way I actually want in on ARK is if it, I'll start nibbling at it at 46. But I really want to equity buy it around $42 because after $42, that it'll get ready for its next leg higher. Big money has now got in, because a lot of big money has missed some of this stuff. But yeah, ARK looks amazing. This is obviously free bread as well, but we've been talking about this one. Let's move on. We already looked at Tesla. If you missed anything we talked about, we already looked at Tesla. Rather buy the equities in the ETF. Yeah. ARK is the ETF. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Some of you guys need to build a foundation. Before we end this live stream, I'm going to look at 2 more stocks, but I just want to make sure everybody's good because I want to come back in 5 years, in 10 years. And you guys are like, man, I'm thriving right now, bro. Like, I literally was buying equity at these bargain prices and these bargain companies, and I held them, and it's way better than trading. I didn't even have to do no thinking. I didn't even have to think about it. I just bought it, and I came back in 5 years, and I'm up 5x. I'm up 5x. Now, of course, I was day trading. When I had some extra cash, and I made some money on some day trades. And, you know what I did with that money? You know what I did with that money when I made it from the day trade? Man, I bought some more equity. I bought some ETFs, and I was browsing the market, and that's the smart way to do it. I got 2K to look, man. I just said what I said, and somebody said I got 2K to YOLO and double in a month. Man, I'm about to shut the live stream off. Man. Did you do Roku? No, we didn't do Roku. Let's look at Roku. I'm about to shut the live stream off on bro, because what was that, man? What was that, bro? Now, if you just have 2K, like, some people just have 2K to, so I'm not going to roast them too bad, like, some people just have 2K, and they already have their foundation. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you already have your foundation set up, you're already good. But if you just have 2K, and like got nothing else, like you just got 2K and you're trying to become rich, like come on, man, you need to get smacked. You need to get smacked. You need to join WOM because you don't know what you're doing out here, bro. Now for Roku, I want that $68 retest before I even think about it. I do think Roku's still very bullish, but if I'm looking at it, I want it to at least sweep this level as well. So to be looking at calls right here, I don't like this call opportunity. If anything, I'd be looking for it to sweep down to this area, and that'd probably be a better area. The $67 entry is greedy. Okay, sometimes you can get greedy on an entry, believe it or not, and end up missing the move. So for Roku, the greedy entry would be $67, but I would enter at 71. Some 3-month out calls, and then I would look to average down at 67. Okay, that'd be my game plan for Roku because Roku's bullish. Okay, I think Roku actually. I'm not gonna say better than Netflix or better, but Roku's good. Like, it's a good company. Trading at, below COVID levels, which is funny, but sometimes a bargain is a bargain, and it's mid cap. I like it, bro. I like it. But I just gave you the game plan. That's what I would do. TYL. Let's look at TYL. Foundation is set, my man. Just fun coupons. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I knew it, Mark. With a name like Mark, man, I kind of already expected it. You know, I already knew like you had to found it. Like, you know, with a name like Mark, that just sound like, yeah, you know what you're doing, bro. You know what you're doing. All right, for TYL, this is actually very good, bro. I like this buying area for it. Now, I don't know too much about the company. I don't know too much about it, or you know what it does, or you know, I didn't do my research on it, so I can't give you that great of research. But what I do know is that, my God, bro, like what I do know is that this thing just goes up. So to short it would be absolutely crazy, especially at a nice buy level that you have right here. Like this is giving a decent entry. It's giving a very decent entry. But what I've seen some of this stuff do. So to be honest, I'm not gonna be sold on this bounce right here. I'm gonna let it do what it does right here, and then I'm gonna let it sweep. I'm gonna let it sweep and come down to 378. That's gonna be the better buy. Because what I've been seeing is when you get this bull trap that you see right here, this was a bull trap. Like it broke out, it faked out people and then came back down. Now it was like $20. Like this thing moves, okay. But what I've been seeing a whole lot is that you get these sweeps before you get the next leg up. But this is like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't short it right here. I'd actually see how it reacts right here. So I'd be patient on this one. I'll be patient on TYL right here, and I kind of see how it reacts. You know, see what it does Monday, Tuesday. You know, earnings season, FOMC. But I would be mainly looking for it to sweep right here. Once it sweeps this, look for it to get to 377, and then it will probably be the way better buy. And I don't even look at TYL that much. So if you're ever in the live stream again and we look at it, I'm a person that doesn't like being like, oh yeah, it's gonna go up, it may go down, possibly going sideways. You know, I don't like doing that. So I think it's gonna get to 378. I don't think you get the bounce here, although it does look like a very, very good bounce level. Okay, like super good bounce level. I think it's gonna sweep right here and get to 378, and then get ready for the next leg up. Okay, and by then, like, you'd have a nice flag. This is actually Adam and Eve. This is actually, don't get it wrong though, this thing is gonna go up. Like if you got equity in it, bro, just hold the equity. Hold the equity. Like it's gonna go up. Like if you look at bigger time frames, this thing's in an Adam and Eve. Like. And I've never actually seen an Adam and Eve on this big of a time frame. Like this thing is on a daily time frame, Adam and Eve. Very bullish pattern. I just think you get to 376 and then it takes you all the way to all-time highs, okay? This thing looks very good though. Very bullish. Looks like a good equity stock. 16 billion. This is a mid cap? This is a mid cap? Man, this thing liable to go crazy, bro. I like it. Has earnings July 26th, so I wouldn't even mess with it until after earnings, you know? I wouldn't even mess with it until after earnings. Somebody said you mean cup and handle. Adam and Eve has a cup and handle inside of it. But this part right here is what makes it the Adam and Eve, okay? Let me just show you guys. I always show you guys this, but it's an underrated pattern. Like I like it. I like the pattern. Here it goes. Double bottom pattern, Adam and Eve, okay? So you're kind of getting that exact same setup to what I was telling you. Like you have it retesting, you know? So this is actually hilarious. You have it retesting and doing what it does, but don't get it confused, bro. This is bullish. If you have equity, I'd stay in it. I just showed you the Adam and Eve. PayPal, let's look at PayPal. All right. Somebody said, can you check Affirm? I love Twitch, man. Y'all just chill. You guys just chill and just really soak in this information. Like, you guys just soak in the information. Don't get it confused. Like, it may not be 100% information, but it's up there. Okay. And anytime someone could come on here and tell you something that's more accurate than the actual news that you watch on TV, you probably need to take it into consideration. Been right for a very long time for this year. Mom is the new news. But PayPal has a lot of volume on this daily candle. That's the first thing that I saw. This huge volume. Like you see on this rally, it kind of was like, you know, it was just even and chilling and, you know, doing what it does. But But right here, it actually had a lot of volume, so that's interesting. That's interesting. But I don't like PayPal right here. Yeah, spinning top. I don't like PayPal right here because you missed it. You know, we talked about this in this bullish megaphone. Like I show you guys this bullish megaphone pattern all the time. Okay, it literally bullish megaphone went to the measured move. So right here, you know, I would want more of a pullback before I actually like it right here. And what usually happens is like I just said with the other stock is actually it kind of did that already. You know, it kind of did sweep it on this big old wick. Now what happened right on that wick is crazy. I don't know what happened on that wick, but yeah, I would look for, like, if I already missed this move. Now PayPal is going to continue to go up. Don't get it confused. But if I missed this move and I'd look for a way better entry. Like it even hit the top of the trend line that you see. Yeah, I'd look for a better entry, and then I would look to get some 5-month out calls, because once it breaks this, it's gonna go absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'd look for a better entry than right here, and I wouldn't short it. Okay, come on, man, I wouldn't short it. Just because I'm saying I'm looking for a better entry, don't mean short it until the better entry. Like, no, just be patient, because it could just break out right here. But if it starts breaking out right here, you could just play catch up. Like you could, okay, breaks out right here, you could wait for some sort of retest, because now it has broken the trend line, and now it has proven that this thing ready to go absolutely stupid. But right here, trend line reject, not enough of a retracement for me to want to enter into some calls right here. So I'd wait for like around $70, and then I'll hop in. Yeah, that's what I would do, bro. But it's gonna go up, okay? Amazon. Somebody said Amazon, and this will be the last stock we look at, because I want to look at Amazon, and I just know, bro. I just have a very, very, very good feeling that Amazon, this is the bounce level. Like, if you miss this level on Friday, like, it's even curling up, bro. Buppy, cut it out. It's even curling up, bro. It's even curling up. Like, it literally is giving you signs that it just might curl up right here and start making new all-time highs. Or not all-time highs, but the high of year. And the thing about Amazon is that Amazon, if you remember Amazon, this thing didn't, like, in the previous run that it had right here, it didn't really go as crazy. It didn't do anything during the last bull run that we had. Some of you guys remember, it didn't do anything. It just sat there and consolidated for a whole year. Like, you guys can see it right here. It just sat there and consolidated for a whole year. So what you're seeing with Amazon is potential super bull run. Like, we can see this at 200 plus. We can see this at 200 plus. We can see this at, it had, bro, like, Amazon just came off of its year, its record-breaking Prime Day. Like, it literally had the most Amazon sales or revenue that it had ever for their Prime Day. Okay, so Amazon's not a bad company. It's 1.3 trillion. It's 1.3 trillion. Like, this stock is not going anywhere. Okay, but now that we know that, this is the perfect buying opportunity for Amazon. And this is actually one that I'm going to be paying attention for day trades this entire week. So we found a day trading stock. Like, if you like day trading and you don't like building foundations, which is absolutely, not smart in my opinion, this is a good stock that you can look for day trades, because it's sitting in this absolutely perfect buying area at 129, at 130. And then if it starts breaking down, which is just $1 away, you could get out. So it has good risk to reward. I really like Amazon right here. There's no way I would short it right here. Like, this thing's sitting in huge demand. Huge demand. And what you got to realize about Amazon is that the only time it actually gave you a steep drop off was when it had that earnings period. Remember? Like, this was earnings, but then, earnings dumped and tricked out a lot of people, and then, it bottomed out and then went higher. Amazon doesn't really give you that many, like, it hasn't been giving you any great pullbacks all year. And that's what a lot of you guys got to realize, that a lot of these stocks haven't been giving huge pullbacks. And that's what I think a lot of people are trying to wait for, but I don't think that's going to happen, because inside a bull market, you don't get huge pullbacks to where, first of all, we call Apple to perfection. It made its measure move to 198. Okay, it made its measure move and not sitting in another buy area. But what you got to realize, you don't get huge pullbacks. Those times are over. Like, the last time Apple gave you a huge pullback was when it bottomed out. It bottomed out January, And then all year it gives you these little baby pullbacks. And I told you guys to enter right here. Some of you guys remember. And then, you know, it just gives you baby pullbacks. And that's what I think Amazon's about to do right here. And I'm bullish right here. Like, there's no way I'd be bearish right here. For real. Like, I really like it right here. I really do. I really, really do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, man. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys liked anything, any information that I gave you during this live stream, if I taught you something, you know, if I gave you a stock that's like, yo, like a firm, if you know, if I gave you information that you just didn't know and that you couldn't find anywhere, man, just show the love. That's all I ask. I came on here for free. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just asking you to, you know, follow the Twitter. That's it. That's it. Follow the Twitter. Join the Discord. See what else we have to offer on WAM, because if you think this is value, man, like if you join the Discord, you're gonna end up being in a community that this is all we talk about. You know, this is all we talk about. So being around those people, being around people that where that's all you talk about and that's all you do on a daily basis, you're gonna get better. So make sure you're inside of a community. It don't gotta be mine, you know, it can be anybody's. But follow the Twitter, join the Discord, and I'm taking any last minute questions before we get up out of here. But yeah, there's a whole lot of stocks that we looked at today and a whole lot of things that I think is going to make us a whole lot of money. And you just don't want to mess up this bull run. It hasn't even gotten started. It hasn't even gotten started. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that, you know, you were really early when I was talking about it in December and January and February and March, and you were able to front run literally almost everybody. But right now you're still very early, and I think that's good too. So make sure you follow Twitter. Everything is linked in the bio. Just joined. Brief run through of the stocks covered. We will be posting it on the on the YouTube. Okay, if you just subscribe to the YouTube, you look at our YouTube. We're gonna post a recap of what all we talked about on here, and then on the Twitter we'll post the most high probability plays. But for the people that tuned in, you kind of already know it's a firm. You know I'm gonna post a firm. You know I'm gonna post a firm. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys next Sunday. You know, throughout the week, you know, I come live randomly, and I don't, you know, it's random. But Sunday is where the real live stream starts and where we really go in depth about the market. But anyways, appreciate the love you guys showed, and I'm out. Peace. All right, Twitch. Twitch. He said, can't confirm. I'm dumb. All right, bro. You're not dumb, bro. You're not dumb. You're just not getting the right information. But if you're here, you're getting the right information, man. The right information is here, okay? Peace out, Twitch.